All right, talking about the front squat today, some reasons why we do it, and some tips for how to best do it, okay? Let's start just with a simple demo. Like all of our squat variations, there's a few things that they're gonna have in common. That's gonna be finding a nice comfortable stance width, okay? Trying to rip the floor apart, keeping your posture tall, sink down to your full depth with still having that tall posture, and then push through your full foot to drive back up, okay? For the front squat specifically, that load being in front of you promotes a little bit more of an upright torso, just like doing a goblet squat with a dumbbell or kettlebell compared to a back squat. Okay? It's a little less self-limiting than a goblet squat. I can hold more weight here on my shoulders than I can in my hands, but more self-limiting than a back squat. I can do more here, but it also allows me to get away with certain things that we might not want to see during that pattern. Okay? So kind of a good kind of middle of the road progression. They can still be a very challenging lift. Okay? When I'm teaching someone new the front squat, I'll usually start with a zombie version, a no hands version. So I'm here, I get my collarbone right against the bar, it's right underneath my Adam's apple. I reach my shoulders out in front of me to create a shelf. If I do this well, there's a comfortable little notch where the bar sits. It's not uncomfortable, there's this little groove, and I do all the same things I just described earlier without my hands to support the bar. This forces me to keep a very upright torso as I go and learn how to do the pattern correctly before I get into the other variations I'll show you now. So I might have someone start there for like even at least their first set, but maybe even like 3 to 6 weeks where they only do that version, okay? Once they're getting proficient at that, then I'll allow them to do one of the grip variations that allows them to go up a little heavier. I would first try to do the kind of the standard grip, the clean grip, fingertips here on the bar, not grabbing it, just fingertips on the bar, create that same shelf with the shoulders, okay? And then boom, there I'm in a nice again, shelf with the shoulders, supporting the bar with my hands, and I go through my squat right there. If you don't have the mobility for that, it's usually limitations in the lats or triceps, not the wrists, but you'll probably feel it in the wrists, okay? But all the same, if you don't have the mobility for that, a couple different modifications you can do are first the cross hand grip. I create my shelf, reach my arms out in front of me, just like the zombie, and then I cross my hands over just to give that bar a little more support. But again, the bar is still resting on my shoulders. I'm not holding it in my hands, okay? The other modification option is to use some lifting straps, okay? I can get some straps set kind of just outside shoulder height, go hands very close to the bar, and I can get into that same, similar front rack position, but without as much demand on my wrists. And I can go through the pattern like that, okay? So, again, the progression is start no hands, prove you can do that well. If you can, attempt clean grip. If you have the mobility for it, great. If not, either the cross grip or that strap grip. But whatever you choose, happy squatting.